Hello everyone. Now we are going to see a detailed analysis of fuel hike in India 2014 versus 2020. Now let's see the current scenario of the fuel hike and crude oil prices in this current COVID-19 period. For the first time in living memory, diesel price has surpassed the rate of petrol in Delhi on the last Wednesday. The prices were raised for a record of 18th day in a row. While there was no increase in petrol prices, the price of diesel was increased by 48 paise on Wednesday. As a result, diesel was retailing at rupees 79.88 per litre, a TAD higher than petrol at rupees 79.76 per litre in national capital, that is Delhi. However, diesel is costlier than petrol only in the national capital, but the state government has raised the local sales tax or value-added tax VAT on the fuel sharply last month. Petrol costs rupees 86.54 a litre in Mumbai and diesel is priced at rupees 78.22. In Chennai, a litre of petrol comes for rupees 83.04 and diesel for rupees 77.17. In Kolkata, petrol is priced at rupees 81.45 per litre and diesel cost rupees 75.06. In Bengaluru, a petrol comes for rupees 82.32 a litre and diesel for rupees 75.96. In Hyderabad, a petrol is priced at rupees 82.79 a litre and diesel at 78.06. Now here is a video clipping for you about the India's fuel prices. India charges highest tax on petrol and diesel in the world. Now let's see the video. India now has the highest taxes on fuel in the world. The government issued a notification to increase the prices on petrol and diesel by rupees 8. Additional duty taxes were also levied on petrol and fuel. This was the steepest ever hike for the fuel in India. Taxes were about 69% of the pump price, which is the highest in the world record in India. India shows the highest taxes for the fuel price. It is about 69%. And now we'll see the percentage of the taxes in other countries of the world. Taxes account for 63% in France and 64% in Italy, which is less than that of India. Taxes in India was the very highest in any part of the country. So you have seen the prices of fuel and crude oil in India for the current year, and oil demand has also been decreased in this month of April and will also be subdued for the coming months also. So the taxes and the excise duty, which was very heavier in India, is it's not there in any part of the world. That is about 69%, and it is very less in other countries comparatively with the United States of America, which is only about between. And this video was given by Business Today, and thank you for the Business Today for this wonderful video. Now let's see the fuel price hike in India 2014 versus 2020. Traditionally, diesel was priced rupees 18 to 20 a litre lower than the petrol due to lesser taxation. But over the years, the taxes have increased and narrowing the gap. In June 2014, soon after Narendra Modi government took charge in the first station at the center, petrol and diesel were retailing at rupees 71.51 litre and rupees 57.28 a litre respectively in Delhi. There was a price gap between rupees 12 between the two fuels at a time when the price of crude oil stood at $109.1 a barrel. Since then, the government has raised excise duty on the two products on 13 occasions while reducing it only twice. Deregulation and daily revisions of prices. Meanwhile, in October 2014, diesel prices were deregulated in India, linking them directly to the international market rates. Prior to the deregulation, diesel rates were regulated by the center. Deregulation makes the diesel prices market determined without any government intervention. That means any fluctuation in the global crude oil prices will directly affect the retail diesel prices. 3 years later, in June 2017, the government introduced the daily revision of diesel price or the dynamic fuel pricing model, according to which fuel prices were revised daily based on the previous day's international crude oil price and currency conversion rates. With this, India joined the likes of developed nations such as the US and Australia, where even the smallest change in the international oil price would be directly passed on to the dealers as well as the customers on a daily basis. Nevertheless, fuel users in India have hardly benefited from move even as crude oil prices have been plunging consistently, despite fall in the international crude oil prices. From the highest of $105 per barrel in 2014 to rupees 74 per barrel in 2018, the current prices, however, near rupees $40. On a monthly average, crude oil price touched a highest $76.73 per barrel in October 2018 to as low as $21.04 in April 2020. Prior to the current rally, a peak diesel rates had touched was on October 16, 2018, when prices had climbed to rupees 75.69 per litre in Delhi. The highest ever petrol price was on October 2018 when rates soared to rupees 84 a litre in Delhi. When rates had peaked in October 2018, government had cut excise duty on petrol and diesel by rupees 1.50 per litre each. State-owned oil companies were asked to absorb another 1 litre at rupees 1 a litre to help cut retail rates at rupees 2.50 a litre. Oil companies had quickly recouped with rupee 1, and the government in July 2019 raised excise duty by rupees 2 a litre. In April this year, the fuel was retailing at rupees 62 per litre as the demand for the fuel was near zero in India due to COVID-induced lockdown. On Wednesday, that is last week, when the international crude oil prices were $42.75 a barrel, diesel was retailing at almost rupees 80 in Delhi. Now let's going to see the excise burden for these fuels. Notwithstanding the consistent fall of crude oil prices, both petrol and diesel have only become dearer for consumers in India, with the government trying to cash in the lower prices by hiking the excise duty of the fuels, that is excise duty of the fuels. The cash-strapped central government has been consistent in hiking the excise duties of the fuels. In 2014, the excise duty on per litre of petrol and diesel were rupees 9.48 and rupees 3.56 respectively. This has risen to rupees 32 per litre of petrol and rupees 31.83 for a diesel. That is about a 137% hike around. The government on March 14 hiked the excise duty on petrol and diesel by rupees 3 litre each, and then again on May 5 by a record of rupees 10 per litre in case of petrol and rupees 13 on diesel, which is diesel has hiked 3 rupees over the petrol, which is the first time in the Indian history. Two hikes gave the government rupees 2 lakh crore in additional taxes revenues. A recent report by CARE Ratings noted that central government now collects around rupees 270% tax on the basic price of petrol and 256% in case of diesel, which is very high. 270% in case of petrol and 256% in case of diesel. Oil PSUs, Indian Oil Corporation, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited and Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, instead of passing an excise duty on hikes to customers, adjusted against the fall in retail rates that was warranted because of fall in the international oil prices of 2 decades low. International oil prices have since rebounded, and the oil firms are now adjusting the retail rates in line with them. The price of breakdown of the total of rupees 79.88 per litre of diesel, the base price component is just rupees 22.93. Over 63% of the retail selling price of diesel is taxes. In addition to the rupees 31.83 central excise, rupees 17.60 is collected in the name of VAT. As a result, the total tax incidence on diesel is rupees 49.43 per litre. Meanwhile, the falling rupee has also added to the cost of fuels, according to oil marketing companies. From less than 60 levels of June 2014, the rupee is currently trading near 76 mark against the dollar. OMCs argue that much of the gains of lower crude oil prices have been offset by falling rupee, that makes oil imports that much more expensive. Thank you for your patient listening.